What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm out here trying to restore my headlights again. I initially restored these headlights about 1.5 years ago. The haziness has started to come back probably in the last 3 to 4 months, and I just haven't had time, but today I set aside some time and I'm going to try to bring them back to factory spec. Also, when I corrected these lights for the first time 1 year ago, it was the first time I'd ever done anything like this, so I was very much a novice, but I've done many more headlights since then, so I feel more comfortable in tackling this today. Also, I kind of fell into the trap of those YouTubers that use AvalonKing Armored Shield 9 and talk about how great it is and how easy it is to use and stuff like that. As you can see, I've already taped up the lights and we're ready to go. We're going to be using the 1500 grit, 2000 grit, and 3000 grit today. We are going to be wet sanding, and then once we hit each one of those steps, we're going to be assessing to make sure that everything is uniform. And then at the end, we're going to compound, we're going to polish, we're going to clean it all off, and then we're going to put on our XO V4 ceramic coating. So let's get started. All right, top tip, make sure your camera's recording. So basically, we hit this with the 1500 grit. We made sure that everything was uniform. And as I had said, and I guess I didn't catch it because it wasn't recording, just make sure that it is uniform all the way across. Some people will tell you to go up and down with one grit and then go side to side with the next grit. I haven't really found that. They have some that's, the sandpaper is actually on an orbital, so it just does it circularly. So really, as long as you're just keeping the look of this all uniform, I found that in the end it gives you a good product. So anyways, we just did 1500 grit, now we're going to 2000 grit, and then we're going to go to 3000 grit, but with each lesser aggressiveness of sandpaper. Hope that all makes sense. 1500 to 2000, this should be a little clearer, 2000 3000, and then so on and so forth. Whenever you compound and polish, it should start getting clearer, thus removing the haze and giving you a better restoration of the headlight. So we're going to go ahead and hit this with the 2000, then we'll go 3000, and so on and so forth. When I was sanding, when it was not recording apparently, I was also talking about on Xterras how you have this little part of the headlight that kind of comes out. It's a little tricky, but you know, it's just a little curvature to it, so if you just take your time around it, it's really no problem. But I think when I first sanded these headlights, that was, I don't know, that was kind of an issue for me. But you know, the more you do things, the better you get, obviously. And I've done plenty of headlights from last time until now, so I feel pretty comfortable with it. And also, it's not a time thing for me about how long I spend on the headlights. As far as the wet sanding goes, it's really about uniformity, and that's what you want. And you're gonna see some of this chalkiness. You can see some of this chalkiness starting to come off, and that's just that haze that has been building up over the year. Finally coming off. And once you sand or really compound or do anything to your headlights, you're gonna start taking off that protective layer, that UV protectant layer that they have on it. So you're gonna need to put something on it. And I've seen some people just polish their headlights and that be it, and not even put a wax or a sealant or anything on it. And then they're surprised, you know, like a month later or something, when they're all hazed back up and dingy, and it's just, I don't think they get the concept of, one, you're taking off the protection that's already on there, and you need to put something back. And I would also say, you know, with your tape job, just take your time with it. Make sure you're getting all the nooks and crannies, because the last thing you want to do is be sanding these headlights and mess up your paint or mess up the rubber or plastics or vinyl that might be around your headlights, no matter what your vehicle. Now for me, I paint corrected my Xterra several months ago. So obviously the last thing I want to do is screw something up over there and induce new scratching into my paint after I've had it ceramic coated. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and clean this off and see how that looks. Alright, again, I don't know if you can tell on camera, it's pretty much uniform on this side. Probably need to hit it a little bit more right here and down here in the corner, and a little bit down here on the bottom, and we should be good to move on to our 3000 grit. And I'm not saying this is the only way that you can correct your headlights. I know people have used those headlight restoration kits before. I never have, so I don't know how efficient they are, or the longevity of them. However, if you are one of those people that have tried one of those in the past, leave your comments down below how you liked it, what was the ease of use, and then how long did you get out of it, or is it still working for you today? Alright, that looks a lot better. Everything looks nice and uniform. We're going to go to the 3000 grit. After we're finished with the 3000, we're going to stop with this headlight, we're going to hit the other headlight, and then we'll come back and compound and polish. Okay guys, we have got both sides corrected as far as we wanted with the wet sanding. Now it's time to go ahead and compound. Now I will say, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't even remember from that first video, but I don't believe I had a 3-inch polisher at that point in time, which obviously for if you're doing headlights, it's going to make it a lot easier instead of a 5 or a 6-inch polisher, just because the 3-inch can get into more nooks and crannies. But I'm using a Meguiar's microfiber covenant pad with Sonax Cut Up Max. I've already primed my pad, so we're going to go ahead and compound this headlight. That looks absolutely perfect. Probably just going to do one other little pass just around here to get some of these edges up a little bit, but overall I think it looks really good. So when we get finished with this one, we're going to go hit the other one, then we're going to polish it, and then we're going to coat it. Alright guys, as you can see, we just got finished compounding the passenger side light. Look at that, it looks absolutely beautiful. So what I was going to do is use Sonax Perfect Finish. However, once I picked up the bottle, I realized it was empty, so we're going to be using Carpro Reflect instead to go ahead and polish it up. And then once we get finished with this, we're going to clean it down with some isopropyl alcohol, throw on that Gtechniq XO V4, and these things are going to be looking right. I'm very happy with how they've come out. Like 10 times better than what it was before. Oh, I will say one thing just around here, right around the edge right here, and then right up in here, I did have to use a microfiber towel and the compound just by my finger to get that, because it wasn't getting those little scratches out, but it did a good job and it got everything out, and then use a 3-inch on everything else. So let's go ahead and polish it up, ceramic coat it, and be done. Alright guys, here we go. XO V4, super easy. Anytime that I apply ceramic coating, no matter if on the paint, trim, headlights, whatever it may be, glass, I always like using these microfiber sponges. I just find it easier to manipulate it. So we're going to go ahead and put a line up here and go ahead and put on our first coat. And this just, I mean, it just goes on so smooth. It's a stark contrast to Armor Shield 9, as I was talking about earlier. This is just effortless. Now, if you've ever used Armored Shield 9, I would like to hear your comments below, whether if you liked it, whether if you didn't like it. Personally, you know, for like $10–15 more, I feel that you get a far superior ceramic coating with not just ease of application, but also durability. I mean, I don't know, for me, if you detail cars at all, it makes sense that you want to be efficient in what you're doing. And you don't want to be fast just to be fast, because you can make mistakes at that, but you want to save time. And if it's, you know, if I find out that one ceramic coating is going to lay down and give me the same protection, a better shine, and all this other stuff that another ceramic coating does that, you know, probably doesn't do as good as that one ceramic coating, but mine costs $10 to $15 more, well, I'm going to spend that little bit of extra money for less headache in the long run. So anyways, yeah, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, and if you've used it before, let me know. So that's basically it. You put it on. It's a hot, humid day out here. It's probably like 90-some degrees. You really don't have to wait for this stuff to flash too much. You can't see it on camera, but it's starting to separate. So we're going to go ahead and wipe down from the headlight. And the thing I love about XO or CSL is once you put it on, I mean, you get this slick feeling right from the get-go. You know, it's not like some ceramic coatings where you put it on, it's kind of tacky, you take it off, and like you really have to wait for it to cure for a while before you start feeling anything. I mean, as soon as you buff this, well, I guess you're not really buffing it off, but once you're leveling it, you can feel it. I mean, you can feel that there's a difference, and it's super smooth. Just gives great results, and hopefully this will last a lot longer than the Armor Shield 9. I'll definitely do an update sometime in the future. Probably not a whole video, maybe just something on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, link down in the description below. Alright, so we've got that one done. I'm going to go ahead and do the other one. We're going to come back, we're going to do a second coat here, second coat there, and we're going to call it a day. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. As you can see, the lights look absolutely amazing. I must admit, I did a pretty good job. All kidding aside, if you guys want to do something like this, just remember time, patience, practice. It all brings confidence in the end. Anyone can do it. It's not that hard. When I first thought about doing it, I had a little bit of trepidation, but then I thought, worst case scenario, even if I ruin my headlights, it's 150 bucks for a pair to throw in some brand new ones. And I know I was kind of hard on Armored Shield 9, however, it just didn't meet the expectations that I had for it. If you've had a good experience with Armored Shield 9, let me know in the comments below. So I actually did a full detail on my stepdad old Mazda pickup truck, and on the hood I used Armored Shield 9. The application of it just took way too long, it was too tacky, and it just didn't go on smooth. So I did the hood in Armored Shield 9, the rest of the vehicle I did in Crystal Serum Light, and I did the rest of that truck in the same amount of time that it took me to do the hood in Armored Shield 9. So after that point, I basically swore it off. I said I'm never going to use it again. Alright guys, with all that being said though, that is going to conclude this video today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share it with your friends, and if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, thank you for watching.